Ready? 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 I'm ready. Are you ready?
Let's just start. Okay.
Welcome to Gadabout Pilgrim, Scuba Diving Edition.
Welcome to the Gadabout Pilgrim Scuba Diving Adventures. Woohoo! Let's go!
Once we got to Malaysia, we were in Kuala Lumpur and we took an overnight bus ride to Terengganu. We reached there very early in the morning and had to wait for the first ferry of the day. Rishi decided to eat his very late dinner and very early breakfast on the docks waiting for the ferry.
After all that, you have to take a ferry.
I've never ever seen or experienced a ferry experience like that.
The ferry over here is not a ferry. It's like someone just holding you and
Rishi, I think, knew what we were getting into because he's been here before and he's been on this ferry before, but very sly boy did not tell me what was going to happen. This ferry has forever changed my perception about ferries. For me, a ferry is something where you can just sit nicely, comfortably, let the breeze brush through your hair, watch the water flowing. Over here, I spend more time hopping up and down rather than just, staying put. The most lengthy 40 minutes of my life by far. When you get to Perhentian Islands, the boat drops you off either at Coral Bay or Long Beach. Long Beach is more like a party place. Coral Bay is exactly what we were looking for, a silent paradise. So when you get to Coral Bay, the boat drops you off at a bridge. And once you start walking on the bridge, you can already start seeing these beautiful corals and so many schools of fish, baby sharks swimming. And just towards the end of that bridge walk is where Quiver Dive Team, their school is. It's a beautiful wooden built place with a beautiful balcony tucked inside trees and has decks for people to set up their diving equipment, and it just looks like the perfect place to start your diving journey. It overlooks the entire beach and it's beautiful inside out.
very few places in the world are so beautiful to go under the water. And I was on this island 8 years ago, and I knew always that I wanted to come back here and do my scuba diving. It's great to be back here. When you actually, all this excitement dies away, you realize that there is one thing that is very important, that is safety. Because it can be very scary to go underwater. You really need to be able to trust the people around you. And I felt I could trust these dives to do. This is what I wanted to do, and I wanted to do it with these guys. They've won many awards, they're certified paddy dive school. They have very highly qualified instructors. They're very friendly and encouraging and sweet to talk to. I'm just glad that I'm here in this place to be able to do this.
Once we got to this group, we met Kin and Akin, this lovely friendly couple who runs the place. They immediately made us feel very comfortable and happy. But they insisted that we spare no time and get to the point immediately. So there it was, the beginning of it all, the first part, theory.
The first part of the open water course, which is what we were there for, is to look at a bunch of videos, study a bit, and learn the theory behind it. You can do this part online before you actually go to the dive school as well. You should contact the dive school for that.
There were 5 sections of these video lessons by Paddy that familiarized you with the equipment that you will be using, taught you about air pressure, taught you how to communicate underwater, etc. And after each section, There would be an MCQ test that we had to write so that the instructor can find out that you actually learned all this information down and all this.
Giving the exam was a lot of fun. Felt like being back in school. I don't know the last time I did an exam.
After all these tiny tests, it was time for the final exam, the big deal, which had a jumble of questions from all the material that we studied so far, and that's why it was more difficult. The idea also was to score at least more than 80%. Rishi and I had decided that we were not going to copy or not going to discuss the answers of questions because we understood that we will not be able to save each other underwater if we didn't know all of these things for ourselves individually, and so, like, if you get anything wrong on the paper, you have to restudy it and refer to the material again until the instructors were absolutely sure that we know everything that we need to know. Theory took up pretty much the entire day, and as fun as it was, it got us pretty tired. So we decided that we'll enter the water the next day, tomorrow. My God, I'm going to dream about fish tonight.
So now that we had written our exam, we were ready to go underwater. Not. We were ready to assemble our kit which would help us breathe underwater. And when you start making this kit, you realize there are so many tiny details that you have to pay attention to. Really, I can't say this enough times. You have to do it from a very good dive center where you can trust the air that is going to be in the oxygen tank, the quality of the equipment so that it does not fail underwater. And their collection was very good. They had a big wooden room which had all the equipment you could ever ask for while scuba diving.
Alternate air source under your shoulder, under your arms. Yeah.
Now we were ready to hit the waters for our confined water dive, which happens usually in shallow waters, not deeper than 2-3 meters. The idea is to get comfortable underwater, to get comfortable with your equipment. A lot of people are scared to put their head underwater, or people who can't swim. Confined water also deals with those kind of fears. This is also the time that you breathe underwater for the first time. And in the most YouTube videos or movies that I have seen, confined waters usually happen in swimming pools, which was kind of a depressing idea to me because I didn't want my first breath underwater to be in a swimming pool. But Quiver Dive team got that sorted for me. They always do their confined water dives out in the open in the South China Sea, so that was just perfect.
confined waters, we learned all the important scuba diving symbols. Okay, not okay. Down. How much air is there? 170, 80, baby shark. This is my favorite one. Okay.
The most important thing about confined water dives is to perfect the skills that we've learned in training. These are the skills that help you survive underwater, so you should absolutely know them at the back of your hand. If there is water entering your mask, you should be able to take it out. Taking it a step forward, you should be able to take your mask out entirely and then put it on and take all the water out of there. If there's an emergency situation where your buddy has run out of air, give them your alternate air source and hero in the situation. Buoyancy control. You'll be able to balance your body weight and the weight of an equipment in the water. And that was when I took my first breath underwater. And it was nothing less than super surreal. There were these local fish swimming by, and everything was so silent, and I suddenly hit a very meditative state. Everything was so calm and peaceful, and I think I was suddenly lost in a whole different world until our instructor Raf suddenly came up to me and was like, "Where are you lost? Come back, we're here to do skills, you can do all this later." But Raf, our instructor, had this really cool little pad, underwater pad sort of a thing, where he would write stuff down for us. Communication underwater was also not as easy as I thought it would be, because you would constantly keep forgetting the signs and find it really hard to communicate with each other. And
Our instructor was very sick. He was not sick like that. He was like very, very good. He was from Belgium and he had done over 1,000 dives. That is how experienced our instructor was. He was so good and he was very tough also. You could not make mistakes around him. He would not tolerate it. He would find a way of screaming at you underwater without words. That is how tough he was. Commitment and discipline towards following each and every single rule to the letter was very impressive. That is what we learned in confined waters, that we are in very, very good hands. We learned everything, and really that fear of actually going deeper into the water was completely gone.
after the confined waters, they gave us a logbook. So exciting.
This records, analyzes, and statistifies all your dives, things you see in it, all the important things that you need to know go inside here. This is a very important piece of book to have for every diver like myself.
To start logging our dives in it. So we're going to start diving now. Yeah. I'm going to write about all my dives in this.
That's right. And now I'm going to go into my dive log
I'm a diver.
and tell you guys what adventures I had in my open water.
I write about my dives in my log. Yeah, that's what I do.
The very first dive we did was in a place called Golden Bay. We went in at 1:13 and came out at 1:53. It's 40 minutes. The maximum that we went into was 7 meters. And the absolute bottom time, that the time at which we spent at 7 meters, was 36 minutes. This was our open water dive one.
On the first dive, I saw shit ton of butterfly fish, shit ton of parrotfish, goldfish. My favorite.
I saw my favorite fish, the blue spotted.
The blue spotted stingrays.
We may catch it. Already watch how they get into the water.
Being wet all the time, carrying all this stuff, being in the sun, the body had to go through so much. But because you go underwater, you forget and you ignore all of that. It's just a lot of fun. Your body just pushes through on its own. It was really one of the most beautiful underwater experiences of my life. Then, after this dive was done, and I finished my open water course with Nino, I remember we were sitting and watching the sunset, and we were thinking that the earth is 70% of it is covered by water, and we've just explored so little of it. And to have been able to go into this new world now and the endless possibilities that are in front of us, I really recommend you guys to go to Perhentian Islands. If you're a beginner, definitely go there. Check out the dive school. It's called Quiver Dive. They are fantastic. It's in a great spot. You'll love it. I promise you that.